Namaskar. Dear children, today we are doing the chapter The Enemy by Pearl S. Buck. Pearl S. Buck is a famous author. She is a Nobel laureate, and in this chapter, The Enemy, she brings to the forefront the dilemma faced by individuals when their private choices come in conflict with their roles as citizens. It is an anti-war story set against the background of World War II. Dear children, in the story we can see the de-glorification of war in the plight of American prisoner of war. The lesson deals with the theme of enmity, nationalism, and a sense of professional loyalty as well. The author Pearl S. Buck handles all these in a dexterous and very sensitive manner. Now, let's talk about the author Pearl S. Buck. Pearl S. Buck was born on 26 June 1892 in West Virginia. Her parents were missionaries stationed in China, where Pearl S. Buck spent most of her first 40 years of her life. She won many awards. In 1932, won the Pulitzer Prize and the Hobbles Medal in 1935 for The Good Earth, which was adapted as a major MGM movie in 1937. In 1938, she won the Nobel Prize in Literature. Dear children, she was the first American woman to do so. And by the time of her death in 1973, Pearl published over 70 books, and they include novels, collection of stories, biography, autobiography, poetry, drama, children's literature, and translations from the Chinese. Dear children, in this chapter, The Enemy, the author talks about intrinsic humanity and the prejudices created by war. War is illogical. It makes enemies out of human beings who could have been very good friends. So these are the issues which have been touched in this chapter. Now let's talk about the chapter. Dr. Sadao is the protagonist of the chapter. In the beginning of the lesson, the author talks about Dr. Sadao's childhood, that he left in a house on Japanese coast set on rocks on a beach. He often played there climbing on pines. He visited South Sea Islands with his father. And his father believed those islands to be stepping stones for Japan's future. Dear children, his father was a true patriot. He was a very serious type of fellow. He never joked or played with Sadao. But his father's chief concern was Sadao's education. So this is the reason why he sent Sadao to America at the age of 22 years to study medicine and surgery. Sadao came back after 8 years, that is at the age of 30. He became famous as a scientist and doctor. So this slide shows that he went to America to learn surgery and medicine. Dear children, in America, he met Hannah at Professor Halley's house. Hannah turned out to be an ideal balance of a loving mother, a wife, and a true Japanese. He fell in love with Hannah only when he was convinced that she was a Japanese, and he married Hannah after his father's approval in a Japanese style wedding. They were blessed with 2 children. It means that they were happily married. Well, as far as Hannah was concerned, she was a very pleasant, affectionate, and caring wife. And they were happily married, as we have already been told. The time is of Second World War and army at war. But Dr. Sadao was not sent to war. And there were reasons behind it. First reason was that general was sick and he might need him. He needed Dr. Sadao. This is the reason why he did not send him. And secondly, Dr. Sadao was perfecting a discovery that would render wounds entirely clean. So they were the two reasons. One evening, when the couple were walking on the beach, they saw a man crawling on his knees and fell with the face downwards. They thought him to be a fisherman. They both rushed to the wounded man, and when they went near that wounded man, they were shocked to discover that he was an American who had been shot at the back while escaping. So they were in dilemma what to do. Dr. Sadao faces risk to his reputation and life. He is afraid to be labeled as a traitor, and yet he forsakes all this to save a wounded man. So he thought of taking him back home so that he can take care of that wounded man. He was not able to leave a wounded man to die. He decided to take him home to treat. They both carry the stranger home, and at home they face many challenges, and the foremost was that the servants, they refused to help. The servants started criticizing their master's action of helping the enemy. Hana, she asked Yumi, the babysitter, to wash the white man, but Yumi, she also refused to help. On the other hand, Dr. Sadao was double-minded. He was in conflict. He was double-minded whether to operate on the American or not. And later on, he decided to operate. So he got his emergency bag back. You know, he was afraid of being called a traitor also. So continuously a conflict was going on inside his mind. But his Hippocratic oath made him look at the wounded as a patient and not as an enemy. So both Hana and Dr. Sadao, they resolved to save the prisoner. The man appeared to have been tortured. The operation was successful. The bullet was extracted with great expertise by Dr. Sadao. Later on, Hana and Sadao nursed the American. His wounds healed and he gained strength. Tom, the American, recuperates very fast. Now, the husband-wife, they were afraid of the general also. Sadao is summoned to help the general's painful condition. And when Sadao goes to general, he confesses to the general about the whole incident involving American. The general promised to send an assassin because he doesn't want to put Dr. Sadao in any danger. The reason being that Dr. Sadao was looking after general. General was sick and Dr. Sadao was looking after him. So Dr. Sadao promised to send an assassin. General. The general promised to send an assassin. Sadao decides to keep this secret from Hana. He waits for 3 nights, but the assassin does not come. So in the end, he decides to help Tom, who was the American soldier, to escape. Sadao gave the prisoner a boat, extra food, clothing, bottled water and a flashlight and covered his hair with a black cloth. So this is how he helped him. He directed him to row to an uninhabited island, asked him to wait for a Korean fishing boat only, and told him to flash the torch twice if he ran out of food and flash it once if he was alright. This is how the prisoner escaped. Later on, he goes to the general and tells him about the escape of the prisoner. The general was guilty of endangering national security. He had forgotten due to physical pain. So general was also a guilty for not performing his duty. So they both decide to keep, general and Dr. Sitao, they both decide to keep each other's secret. Now, this is the admission by the general that he had failed in doing his duty towards his country because he was more engrossed in his own pain. He was more concerned about his own sickness and justified his action that it was due to ill health and not due to lack of patriotism. Later on, the situation became normal. The servants returned as the American had left and things came back to normal. After that, Sadao remembered how Americans had treated him with prejudice. He hated Americans. That really deep down he hated Americans because when he had been to America, the Americans did not treat him nicely. But still, he could not kill that American soldier. Dear children, when he was introspecting, that he comes to this conclusion that whatever the differences when it comes to humanitarian approach, one must transcend petty man-made prejudices and respond with sympathy to other human beings. So this is what he reflected, that universal brotherhood is above nationalities and considerations. The real enemy is the enemy within our mental setup that we must fight to make correct and ethical choices. So this is how the lesson comes to an end. Thank you.